How's it going, everyone? My name is Sinikle, and welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. So, the previous episode was quite a juicy one. You see, we spent some time with our lovely lady Giselle, and then we went to sleep. But then we woke up, and we were tortured. We tried to explain ourselves to the swordsman, but he wouldn't have it. But then a miracle happened. Two people, Mel and the lady that this swordsman, the beast, is acquainted with. I believe her real name is Pauline, right? Yeah. Anyway, they found us, or me, and him torturing the living daylights out of me, and or Mikkel, and yeah, that's where we're all caught up. And I think he was starting to sort of believe us because of the few key things that we have said to like sway him into our side. But of course, it was a little bit too late considering our arm was almost fully cut off. I think it's still intact though, luckily, but it was almost cut off. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on in from where we last left off. As I'm sure you've heard, my involvement in this conspiracy ends here. I'm glad to hear you have decided to take action. Sorry about your fingers and arms. Or arm. Oh, plural. I'm still alive. That's what matters. The third key is in the Lord's possession. Oh, wait, what? Talking about the third key already? So he gave us the second key? Oh. Okay, so they just skipped right on past that. That's weird. Oh well. I mean, it's kind of pretty obvious. I mean, he is on our side now, I guess. Still a weird thing to just nudge on past over, you know what I mean? Whatever. You said you needed it by noon of the Harvest Festival, yes? Which means we need to act quickly. Yes, we got 1 day left. Woohoo! That's correct. We must set Morgana free before the bell tolls noon tomorrow. Oh yeah, and Giselle's not responding to us this morning, especially after, while we were getting tortured and everything. So that's concerning. Don't know what happened to her, but I guess we'll find out, maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. Then tonight, that's the next time the Lord will be here. Tonight I'll kill him and take his key. Wait. No. We are not shedding any blood to get his key. Do you remember what I said a few minutes ago about not committing any further sins? No, he completely forgot. He is not likely to hand over the key without a fight, though. We need to convince him, not force his hand. Besides, simply opening the door is not enough. Why not? My goal here is to save Morgana's soul. In order to do that, I need to pacify at least some degree of the hatred she bears in it. A hatred rooted in her perception of you and the things you've done to her. I need to change that perception. I'm not quite following. What do you mean by change her perception? For you and the Lord to tell your stories, to describe what happened from your perspectives. You want my perspective? I do. Something in your motivations or your circumstances might serve to lessen the animosity she holds for you. The greater the discrepancy in what she believes to be the truth and the full story, with everyone's perspectives included, the greater the chance she may have a change of heart. Okay, I now understand what you want from me. However, my perspective will do nothing to serve that end. There is no ambiguity. No justification for my actions. True, I mean, you just straight up showed up and cut her arm off. I don't, no. I'm sorry, man, but you just show up and, yeah, you slice that girl's arm off. Yeah, regardless, I would still like to know the whole truth, if you are willing to tell me your part of it. Oh, we're gonna get a little bit of his backstory. Yes, please. Okay. I'll come by your room later today. Hey, is it alright if I'm there too? Sorry, I would rather if you weren't. Why? Everything you need to know, I've told you already. I captured a witch. No, I kidnapped a young girl for profit and imprisoned her in the tower. My motivation, as I said, was to keep your church funded. Those are the facts. The things I did along the way were brutal and inhumane. I hope you can understand why I wouldn't want the woman I love to hear any of it. True. I understand. Good. I'll see you again later in the day. I'll be waiting. Alright. Well. That was, yeah, that was something. Not exactly a quick 180, but moderate paced 180. Am I right? Just a big ol' flip of the switch. Anywho, I should get going too. You are going to need medication and something to get that arm dressed properly. And if there's anything else I can get you, let me know. If you want to see a doctor, I'll find you the best one I can. I'm so sorry for ever doubting you. No, I understand. I'm glad you came at all. Me too. Well, see you. See ya. Don't want to be ya. Hey-ya! Okay. I'm kind of surprised. He's actually got a soft spot, huh? People often do for the ones they love. Yes. And I was sure you were full of it when you said the two of them had a thing going. What does she see in a guy like him anyway? She's got bad tasting guys, that's for sure. Alright there, Mr. Judges-a-lot. Jesus Christ. The one talking is the one that has a sister that loves him. Alright. Keep your incestual relationship to yourself. Thank you very much. Well, what's with that look? Just admiring your rather inappropriate remarks. True? Sorry. I was just so relieved to it kind of came out. It's okay. You almost got a smile out of me. I've never seen you smile before. Well, until this is all over, that's gonna be the main thing. I'm just not gonna be smiling at all. Not to you, folks. Oh, shit. I blame being relieved, too. What? Now, would you mind helping me get back to my room? Sure, no problem. My shoulder's all yours. You know, you really are something else, Mikkel. I could hear you through the door as I was getting it opened, and honestly, I'm amazed you were able to stand up to him like that. I don't want to get my hopes up too high just yet, but I'm starting to think you might actually be able to do something about the Lord. That's reassuring. Thank you. Sure. Anyway, let's get going. You should get as much rest as you can until he shows up. Oh, so we're gonna be resting, huh? Appropriate time for skip. Do-do-do-do-do. You know those little old cartoon like skipperoo scenes, like transition screens, has a little sound effect. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Sorry, I'm on one tonight. Well, I mean, you should be going to see a doctor with these wounds. Right. Oh yeah, Nell's been worried sick about you all day. All day? Excuse me, what the fuck time is it right now? I was under the impression that it was noon. Not noon, but before noon anyway. Morning. But apparently not. I'll have to tell her not to pounce on you, because I'm sure she'll come running as soon as she hears we found you. Thank you. Ad-lib. Giselle. You are right. I do have people here who will support me. People who are grateful for me, and who show concern for me. But you have to know, Giselle, that it's your voice I want to hear more than anyone else's. Why can I not hear you? Where are you, Giselle? Giselle. Yeah. Her sudden disappearance is concerning. Yikes. It's almost sunset. Looks like the snow didn't stick. Figured. You couldn't actually see the snow last night, could you, Giselle? No, she couldn't. She has told us before that she doesn't really see things. She like, you know how bats do that that sonar thing? Kind of like that. Except she doesn't use voice. It's kind of weird. She just like sees shapes, right? Vaguely. Anyway, sorry. Was that when the light started fading from the sphere of darkness encasing you? Or had it been going on even longer than that? Yeah, she has had these weird moments where she wasn't, like, replying to us or paying attention. It was a little odd, but it seems to me like maybe whatever powers are helping Mikkel and Giselle are now entirely being forced upon Mikkel, while Giselle's like energy is wavering and disappearing. Maybe. It's hard to explain, but something like that. In anime terms. Okay. Her chakra's going. Yeah, I read that. Why didn't you say anything? Not a word. I don't believe you are gone for good. You are still out there somewheres. I know it. And I will come for you. I swear it. Just a moment. It's him! Here I am, just as promised. I heard you talking, so I thought there was someone with you. But you are alone? It's only me, yes. I see. As I told you earlier, my perspective on events will do nothing to change Morgana's mind. I would still like to hear what you have to say. All right. Not being from this land, I don't believe in the local god. Nor do I think priests and preachers any better than con artists. Damn! Where did that come from? What I'm trying to say is if I give a confessional, it won't be to another human. Ah, I see what he's trying to do. Alright. Fair enough. You are an angel. Whatever helps you. No, not. Just accept his, like, way of doing things, man. God damn it. Alright, nope. We're doing it this way. Come again. The angel from the stained glass window. That's you, isn't it? Wait. How on earth did you come to that conclusion? I was thinking about everything you said earlier. In the cellar. The fact that you knew about Morgana, the fact that you could see into my heart, and in particular, all your talk about saving people's souls. Salvation is not a man's job. Which means you must be something else. I will tell you everything. Every foolish mistake, every terrible crime. And in exchange, I would like you to tell me what I am to do next. To lead me down the path I am to take. I terrify myself. With every passing day, my ability to tell what direction I'm supposed to be heading dulls. So after I tell my story, I want you to do that for me. Please, will you show me the way? Damn. That's why I call character progression. Holy fuck. Some character development. Holy shit. I'm actually genuinely surprised. I can no longer decide the path you take, but you saw into my heart. Giselle, if you were here, you would encourage me to agree to his request, wouldn't you? Okay. I can't guarantee that anything I'll have to say will be of use, but I will do the best I can to lead you in the right direction. Thank you. Now, before I begin, there's one thing I need to clarify. I am not in love with Pauline. Oh. Then is it just simply admiration? Maybe? She does play an important role in my life, though that much is true. She's your tether. Exactly. I suppose you could say yes, fuck yes! Anyways, she is everything I am not, everything I cannot be. Is that something I should tell her, you think? That I don't love her, that I'm incapable of feeling love. Should I tell her that, knowing she genuinely loves me? My instinct tells me I shouldn't. Well, that means you have good instincts. I know very well I'm lying to her, but there are circumstances in which a lie is, well, preferable to the truth. Are there not? that is true. There are some lies that are very much needed and very heavy circumstances. Um, I believe we call those white lies, right? Where it's a lie but not really a lie or something like that. With that said, I'm ready to begin. You have my full attention. Oh, oh, what's? Oh, we're going in. We're going in. Backstory. Hell yeah. All right, here we go. Clench your butt cheeks, folks. Ah, yeah, crack those knuckles too. Well, no, don't. That's a bad habit. Don't do that. No. It's too late for me. I don't want you all to start doing that. As you know, I am not from this land. The issue is, I don't know any more about where I came from than you. I remember the Silk Road, stretching out before me as far as the eye can see. Clouds of dust wisping across the bare dirt trail. That endless expanse of red earth remains branded into the very fabric of my mind. But before that, most of my memories are gone. Oh shit. I'm not gonna lie, the colors are fucking pretty. Holy shit. That's nice. Sorry, distracted. I can only clearly remember the last 5 years or so of my life. In my oldest real memory, I was a slave. I didn't work on some nobleman's estate, but instead I did physical labor, construction work. I built roads and buildings, tore down hills and mountains, and my cat right now is going absolutely batshit crazy. She's meowing up a storm. That's not what he said, that was me, Sinikle. Hello! That's where it was decided someone built... No, I read that right. Wait, why is it worded like this? What the fuck? Oh, whatever. That's where it was decided someone built like I am would be the most use, I suppose. Yeah, that was a little worded weird. And while I doubt I need to tell you this, living conditions were miserable. I mean, you're a slave, so obviously you're not gonna have the best living conditions. It's obviously that you're gonna be miserable. So, yeah. Other slaves withered away and died on a daily basis. Working a noble's estate would have been easier, without a doubt, if only for the fact I would have a specific master. I don't remember anything about my life before becoming a slave. All I have are those few images, from which I can guess I was a part of a caravan. Or perhaps a messenger. I vaguely remember being waylaid. We were vastly outnumbered, massacred with little resistance. Or at least I assume that's what happened. When I woke up next, I had been stripped bare and was surrounded by men I didn't recognize. The words they spoke were gibberish to my ears. Different language? Okay. But I could tell from their tone of voice and expressions that the things they were saying were not friendly. Yeah, I doubt that too. They seemed to be... Not doubt, sorry. But... wrong words. They seemed to be mocking me, laughing at me. As you might expect, I attempted to protest, but evidently I had been beaten quite badly while I was unconscious. Jesus. My joints were stiff and swollen, on top of my dehydration, so I could barely move, let alone put up a fight. As strong as I might have been at full health, I was in no condition to do anything then. You have no idea what that's like. How it feels to be abused and humiliated, desperate for food and water. No, Mikkel knows very well about that. Unfortunately, there was this one psychotic bitch that was, yeah, she was very bad to us. All the while having fun with my two brothers. Oh, I see. So, as anyways, what the fuck? All right. I guess I retorted what I just said, but in character. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. And he goes, "Yeah, well, anyways." Goddamn him. Goddamn him. Okay. So, as I was saying, why is my leg itch? I was a slave for one grueling, torturous year. No one treated me like a human being. There was no one from the same part of the world as me. And there was no one to come to my aid. Over time, I came to learn their language, though I can only speak it. I don't know how to read or write. But to be honest, I think I was happier not understanding what people were saying about me. That's often true. They had many words to describe me, none of them flattering. Some of them would even call me beast. And the longer I was treated as something less than human, the more I began to question whether I really was one. Well, that explains that, doesn't it? Shit. A darkness grew inside me with each repeated insult. I guess assault works too, right? I wanted to make them pay for the daily abuse. And who wouldn't? The desire to exact revenge or vengeance when you've been mistreated, and it's only natural. It's perfectly reasonable. But they were right about what I was deep down, a beast. And my revenge went far beyond what could be considered reasonable. Tortured them senseless, didn't ya? God damn! If I was in his position, I would probably do that too. I mean, let's be honest. 4 years ago, I was sitting in a carriage as it rattled along a dirt road. This was not the kind of carriage you rode around town in, but a filthy slave transport. Oh. Is this about to explain the connection with Morgana? Is this the same slave transport that Morgana and he were in? It was packed front to back with slaves, and soon-to-be slaves, I suppose I should say. There were men, young women, and even children. Everyone wore a look of hopelessness on their faces, and no one had the strength left to resist. They looked like me a year earlier, deprived of food and water, and beaten into submission. Submit! The slave traders' guards were armed, of course. Swords hanging from their hips, ready to cut down anyone who showed any sign of resistance. So they sat there, lamenting their fate. Yep, I knew it. Sitting beside me was a young girl, crying in silence. Glancing over to her, I caught a glimpse of her face. Large chunks of skin seemed to have fallen off it. It was, suffice it to say, an unusual sight. But beyond that, I didn't think much of it. I didn't find it disturbing or unpleasant. Perhaps because I had a similarly unusual appearance. I don't think you two are similar in that. What? Excuse me? What caught my attention, though, was the way she was crying. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it seemed different somehow from everyone else crying in the carriage. It was almost like her tears were not for herself. Why are you crying? At my question, the girl turned her head up to look at me. Surprise crossed her face for a few brief seconds, but that was her only reaction to my appearance. I assume her thought process was roughly the same as mine, so she felt no need to fear me. At a moment's hesitation, she said, "I'm sad because I didn't get the chance to show my gratitude to people who are very dear to me." Her response perplexed me to no end. Why was she so concerned about showing gratitude? Why was she not despairing her own circumstances? Why was that the emotion that gripped her in that moment? Not hatred for the slave trader or sorrow for herself. To this day, I still don't understand. But that wasn't the only thing I found curious. Her voice, despite being soft, cut through the crying and wailing of the other slaves. I pictured it like a single patch of clear water in the middle of a swamp, untainted by its surroundings, gently undulating. One sentence was all she said, but there was something unbelievably calming about the sound of it. For a moment I was filled with a sense of tranquility. And though you may not believe it, I wanted to get her out of that filthy carriage, to undo the shackles and that are threatening to taint her. And so I took action, driven by that desire. This is no lie, I promise. Yeah, this lines up pretty damn well, huh? No, please, don't kill me. Please, you can have all my money. You can go free if that's what you want. I'll apologize. Anything. Why are you laughing? Please spare me. I have a wife and children, please. I'm begging you. And why should I care? Oh shit. Oh, what the fuck? Oh shit, alright. A little sound effect. Nice. God damn it. Holding a sword in my hand felt amazingly right. Whatever work I once did must have required me to use a blade. Even with the shackles still around my wrists, I had little trouble slaughtering the slave traders and their guards. They let their guards down because we were restrained. The thought of anyone resisting never once crossed their minds. Fools! Dead bodies sprawled out around me. Corpses I had made, lives I had snuffed out. Look at this. See? No one can defeat me. They stood no chance against my strength. More. I need more. I need more. Oh, he's about to lose his fucking lid. Yeah. Whoopsies. I don't have the words to describe the high it gave me killing those men. The power I felt over them. I was driven mad by the stench of blood filling the air. No. It just drew out what was always there, but was lying dormant. If I weren't already deranged, The corpses would have had nothing to stimulate in the first place. Wait, what? No, I read all that right. Okay, yeah, some of these sentences are worded a little weird, but whatever. Hey, I'm just here to read. I read what's on the screen, damn it. Sometimes I fumble, but sometimes I don't. And when I don't, sometimes it's odd. Right? Right. After taking the keys off of one of the slave traders, I returned to the carriage, doing my best to act calm and suppress the bubbling exhilaration. Hey, you. Unlock my shackles for me. I would do it myself if I could. You. Say something, would you? But she said nothing, simply removing my shackles as commanded. If she had even said one word, let me hear that curiously calming voice of hers, then in all likelihood I would probably have stopped there. But she remained perfectly silent. Everyone was in shock at what they had just witnessed, her included. But in time, though, the slaves started cheering. The same people who had been wailing minutes earlier were now shouting praises. Our savior! You are our savior! We are free to go home! We can have our lives back! Undo our shackles, please! I'm a beast. What? I'm not a savior, nor am I a man, but I'm a beast. Isn't that right? I'm a beast, aren't I? What are you? More. I need more. I need more. I thirst for more. What? Why are you pointing your... I need more! Oh, there's that. Alright. In that moment, the last of my reason dissolved. I went into a frenzy, slaughtering the helpless slaves I had never intended to kill. I was euphoric. I couldn't get enough. I reveled in it. Never before had I felt such utter ecstasy. Their cries for mercy as I ripped through them were delicious. The look of fear in their eyes. The way their faces twisted. The splatters of blood. Nope, run that back. The splatters of blood around their mouths, open in screams. The despair that filled them. I didn't care anymore that they were just as much victims as me. That they had suffered the same abuse and humiliation. All of that was buried beneath the waves of bliss that ravished me. Everyone who asked to be spared I skewered. I worked my way around the inside of the carriage, killing dozens upon dozens of slaves. Heads went rolling off shoulders, eyes gushing out, hot geysers of blood spewing from open necks. I was practically wading through blood by that point. Some bodies I completely dismembered. Others I disemboweled, leaving their entrails to hang out of their open guts. All of them had looks of agony frozen into their faces as death took them. I'm starting to lose my voice. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon. I don't know if I was unconsciously avoiding her, or if it was just a coincidence. But the girl was the only one left alive. She, of course, hadn't been spared the mess, so she sat there, drenched in sticky red gore. Her lips appeared to be trembling, though I couldn't tell for sure, with so much of her skin missing. The fire inside me still burned white hot. She was the reason I had done any of this in the first place. I had stood up because I wanted to set her free, but my original intentions were long since gone from my mind. Raw pleasure overwhelmed any sense of reason. I approached the girl, pointing the sword at her neck. I expected her to scream, to beg for her life like the others, but she did nothing, simply stared up at me. Why didn't you run? At my question, the girl finally spoke. Why did you kill them? The sound of her voice quailed the fur within me. It baffled me. I had no control over it, yet the strange girl could pacify me with a single utterance. The words she used didn't matter. It was her voice. She couldn't have called me a monster, and it would have had the same effect, because I felt like it. I couldn't explain my reason for murdering the slaves. I didn't have the words to express the things that drove me. All I could tell her was that I did it because I felt like it. And why haven't you killed me yet? I couldn't find a sure answer for that question in my whatever rattled mind either. In retrospect, I realize now that her voice was my first tether. But at that time, I had no idea why I didn't take her life in my frenzy. I had killed other children, other women. Young, old, sad, miserable, it didn't matter. Nothing had so much as prickled my conscience. I don't know, I said. And then I stepped off the carriage and walked away. Left without questions I couldn't answer. Was I really a beast? Was unleashing my innate savagery and reveling in the massacre of helpless people really all I wanted? I didn't know. Okay. After escaping from the slave traders, I became something of a bandit. I had no hope of anyone taking me in. Not only was I a murderer, I was a foreigner. Nor did I have any chance of finding decent work. So I lived by the sword, killing and plundering. The money I honestly didn't give a damn about. I had no desire to be wealthy. It was simply a matter of survival. That, and quenching my thirst. I went on for about 3 years like that. Damn! Alright. Oh, and here we are, somewhere as familiar. Until finally encountering something I couldn't defeat with my sword. No amount of muscle was enough to protect myself from disease. One day I woke up with the chills, my vision blurry, unable to move my own limbs. I set off for a nearby village, hoping to see a doctor, but my body didn't last long. I collapsed on the side of the road, drained of my last strength. It was a moderately busy road at that, so I assume I had made it close to the city. Dozens of people passed by, silently pretending not to see anything, as people do. I didn't look like someone a respectable person would want to be involved with themselves in the normal circumstances, so it was no surprise they weren't interested in this sick, filthy foreign man. Hell, I couldn't remember the last time I had bathed. Oh my god. It was hard to look at me, let alone get anywhere near me. This is where I'm going to die, I thought. It seemed like a suitable end to a mad, murderous monster's life, withering away on the side of the road beneath sneering passbyers. The fact that I was still alive at all after 3 years of leeching off other people's lives was itself wrong. I didn't lament my impending demise. I accepted that such was the way of the world. But then, I glanced up to see a woman in a nun's habit, looking down at me. Are you all right? Are you sick? I'm going to check your temperature, okay? Wow, you're burning up. You shouldn't be out here in this condition. Do you not have anywhere to go? Don't worry, I've got you covered. There's a church not too far from here. Hang in there just a little longer, and you'll be fine. And what is your God going to do for me? He helps people in need? It's not very big, but we've always got room for people who need it. You can rest up in one of the open beds, and I should be able to get you a little something to eat. I promise it will be better than staying out here, at any rate. Can you stand? Not a problem. We can do this together. Put your arm around my shoulders. The church isn't that far. We can do it. You are going to carry me. Yep. It will be fine. We'll make it, one way or another. That determination. Hell yeah. Trudging along. We're almost there. Just a little longer. I am heavy, aren't I? Very, very heavy, but that's not a problem. I can do anything if I put my mind to it. Just throw me into a ditch. Now, did I? Oh, I almost said God damn it. My throat hurts. Leave me alone. Now, God doesn't like his children talking like that. Almost there. We're almost there. Ooh, look at this. Hold up. Compared to the bed that I got to this one, holy fuck, you bitch. Okay. So, how are you feeling? Better, I hope. I've left some applesauce in the bedstand if you are feeling up to eating anything. And you are welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Why did you help me? Because that's what people do. They help each other. That's not what most people do. I like to think it is. You church people are exceptions. I'm not sure I agree with that. Wait, did I read that word right? Whatever, it's too late. This woman is only showing me compassion because she doesn't know what I am. She wouldn't be so friendly if she knew I was a madman and a murderer. If there's anything else you want, let me know. I can't make you any fancy dinners, but if it's anything I can get, I will. Could you tell me your name? I'm Marie. Ah, so he didn't learn it right off the bat, huh? Okay. Marie. After, who was it? The Virgin? You are not familiar with the Virgin Mary? Just look at me. I'm clearly not from these parts.
Ah, yeah, I can see that. So that would make you a traveler, huh? You speak the language very well, though. I take it you've been here a while, then?
Yes, I have.
How exciting! So, when you're feeling better, maybe you could tell me about the country you came from? I've never been far from home, so I'm curious what it's like elsewhere.
There's nothing I could tell you.
It can be anything. Tell me about yourself if you want.
I'm even less inclined to do that.
Get better soon, okay? I'm looking forward to hearing all about it.
I'm not sure there's anything out there more deserving of the Virgin Mary's name.
Oh, sorry, not anything that says anyone.
I'm not sure there's anyone out there more deserving of the Virgin Mary's name.
What was that?
Your name. It suits you.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm incredibly flattered to hear you say that, but I hardly live up to the name. What's your name, by the way?
I have no name.
You don't?
If you want something to call me by, you can choose a name for me. Anything you want. I am nameless. You give me a name.
I think you should be the one to choose your name. I'd be more than happy to help, though. But you should go with the name you think is best.
I see.
Well, I should get going. I'll be around, so if you need anything, just holler. Bye then.
How am I supposed to choose a name for myself when I don't know anything about me? Good question. Alright. I don't want this to be a very long ass video, which I've already somehow made that entirely a thing. Almost an hour. God damn it. But it was so good, right? This video, everything that transpired, so fucking good. We got to see his backstory. We saw a little bit of character development and progression. That was awesome. I loved it. I love everything about it. That was a good one. That was a good one. I hope you all enjoyed it too. And if you did, please leave a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there's obviously going to be more Fata Morgana as we try to wrap it up. I don't know how far or how close we are to the ending, but I think we're pretty close, right? Don't spoil that, by the way, please. But yeah, I'll see you all next time, right? See you then. Bye-bye.